The sun shines bright on Caraconte. His first crops of racing age are showing brilliance on the racetrack with a high percentage of stakes winners. His versatility is evidenced by winners on all surfaces across the globe. And his offspring are lighting up the sales ring. With his biggest and best quality of books in the pipeline, the sun shines bright on this value sire. Caraconte, standing at Gainesway.
Hi everybody, Jay Privman along with Marty McGee, back to update you with our Derby Watch Top 20. Last week we did just one video to kick off the Derby Watch list. Marty, we're going to do a couple this week. Let's review what happened last week and how it impacted our top 20. And we'll start by showing the current top 20 list. And you can explain who the horses are that we threw overboard and who the newcomers are.
Well, we threw a couple out, Jay, and a couple of also rans from the Risen Star at Fairgrounds, those being Papa Cap and Slow Down Andy. And in their place, we have Cyberknife, who was quite the impressive winner on the Risen Star undercard at Fairgrounds on Saturday. He's at 20-1, Ben Diesel at 30-1. He's one of the contestants in the Rebel Stakes coming up this weekend. But we start the list with the respective 2-1 finishers in the Risen Star, those being Smile Happy and Epicenter. Zandon also among the top 5 at 8-1. Classic Causeway and Mo Donegal here in Florida with me, they are also among the top 5. So quite the wide open list, as you might expect at this early juncture, Jay. And yeah, we'll take it from here.
Well, let's talk about the Risen Star, Marty, and our impressions of the race. As we mentioned, the top 4 finishers from that race are on the Derby Watch Top 20. Epicenter was the winner, Smile Happy second, Zandon third, and Pioneer of Medina fourth. And Marty, to me, this was a classic case of pace makes the race. In the Lecomte, Epicenter was part of a hot pace, and he got nailed late by Call Me Midnight, a horse who bypassed the Risen Star. In this race, he got away with an opening half that was nearly a full second slower than his opening half in the Lecomte, and nobody was going to be able to catch him. I thought, though, considering both Smile Happy and Zandon were giving up recency and the way the pace unfolded, I thought it was a very encouraging comeback for both those colts. What do you think?
Absolutely, especially Zandon, who pretty much lost his race at the start. I mean, they said go, and he was 4 or 5 lengths back already. So I thought he really ran courageously. Jose Ortiz might have had to push the button a little bit early on him, and he was looping horses by the 3/8 pole, whereas Corey Lannery on Smile Happy just kind of waded in behind horses. It kind of cost him some ground. I don't think there's any way he would have beat Epicenter on this particular day. But nonetheless, I thought it was a great experience for both of those horses and for Epicenter, who ran giant. You know, Jay, they've run the Risen Star now this early at this distance, 1 1/8 miles. Usually in prior years, until 2020, we hadn't gotten to the 1 1/8 miles races until now. And I went back and looked, and both Modernist and Mr. Monomoy in 2020 led in very similar fashion the way that, or ran in very similar fashion the way that Epicenter did in this race. And then they didn't really pan out. So we'll have to see what happens in the next leg when they go 1 3/16 miles in the Louisiana Derby with a lot of these same horses.
And this Derby Watch chart, we've given you sort of a brief outline of all of them. You've got the 20 names there, but there's much more detail online and in the print version. Marty and I tracked down the trainers to find out where their next starts are going to be and who's riding them. And those horses are all listed in order of Marty's prices for the Kentucky Derby. So check all that out at DRF.com. Well, that's our review of the Derby Watch Top 20 and how the Risen Star impacted our list. Stay tuned for a preview, which you'll also find here at DRF.com as we look at this week's big race, that being the Rebel at Oaklawn. For Marty McGee, I'm Jay Privman. Thanks for watching.